Hey, welcome. November 30th edition of the Wednesday Morning Mug on a Thursday morning. I was a little busy yesterday, could not do the mug, but it's back today. This is Iron Man Herb Bailey, along with star of the show, you know it, Charlie Harper mug, exact replica mug that Charlie Harper used in Two and a Half Men. Men. And also joining me on the show near the Christmas tree is Sanchez Snowman. I've had him since Mark Sanchez was quarterback for the Jets, and I named him back then Sanchez Snowman, and so he appears every Christmas, and so with the scarecrow gone now, there's Sanchez Snowman. Joining the show, the fastest growing laid back sports webcast in the cyber community today. It is fast growing. I thank you for everyone who tuned in last week. Record numbers well into the 6,000s all across, covering the country and 17 other countries. And when I say that, it means at least one person viewed in every state, and at least one person viewed in 17 countries. So just to let you know what I mean by all that, but we had over 6,500 something initial views, and I raise the Charlie Harper mug to all of you for tuning in. Share this on your timeline today and make sure the show gets out there even more to the masses. It's the fastest growing laid back sports webcast in the cyber community today, as I've already said that. I'm not going to pick all the NFL games this week. The Steam worked overtime last week with the upset of Auburn over Alabama. Well done. The Jets over the Chiefs this week. I'm going to talk about the Jets a little more during the webcast, but the Steam has the Jets over the Chiefs this week. Darrelle Revis comes back to the Meadowlands as a Chief. And the Bills will upset the Pats this week. The Bills will upset the Pats this week. That's what the Steam is saying from the Charlie Harper mug. Also, Auburn over Georgia in the SEC Championship. And giving the American Conference some love, because my UConn Huskies are in it. But the Power Five is just not giving them respect. And they got some really good football teams in the American Conference. The championship game will be UCF, the University of Central Florida versus Memphis. And the championship game this week, the Steam has UCF, one of the better teams in the nation, winning this week. If you have a chance to watch that, I think it's at noon on ABC, you will see what I mean. Emerson Lawatsa Jr.'s alumna of the University of Central Florida, and I have to give them some love, but they are a really good team. All right, let's go to the Dilly Dilly. That's catching on. Everybody's like sending me now stuff for the Dilly Dilly. They want things to make the Dilly Dilly each week. Hey, only I make the Dilly Dilly, okay? Here we go. Robbie Anderson showing the Jets what he's made of, catching 2 touchdowns, but also being flamboyant, showing some emotion on the sidelines. Dilly Dilly to Robbie Anderson and the New York Jets. Jimmy Fallon, because I couldn't sleep one night. I was watching the Tonight Show, and Jerry Seinfeld was the guest, and they had a little competition. Who could be the best Jerry Seinfeld? And Jimmy Fallon won. So dilly dilly to Jimmy Fallon for being a better Jerry Seinfeld than Jerry Seinfeld. Well done, Jimmy. And dilly dilly to Red Sox Xander Bogaerts and Christian Vasquez for going out into the community during the off season and doing some things for the fans, and that's always good to see that they take their time to care. And so dilly dilly to Xander Bogaerts and Christian Vasquez of the Boston Red Sox. Now, who is going to follow Brad to the pit of misery this week? If you know me, you know it's going to be Todd Bowles of the New York Jets, the head coach. The team was not disciplined at all in the past game this past week. They let the Carolina Panthers win. They had that game. Stupid penalties, especially a late hit on Cam Newton. That was just stupid. But that's all. That goes with the coaching staff. So Todd Bowles and the New York Jets head coach, you are following Brad to the pit of misery. You called out Robbie Anderson for being flamboyant, but you didn't talk about all the penalties. The year was 1970. And in 1970, I was going into first grade, and my mom bought me a New York Jet notebook. And from that day on until this day, as I'm sipping my coffee, I have been a New York Jets fan. And what I saw Sunday was an undisciplined team. I've seen the Jets through 1 of 15 seasons. I've seen the sack exchange. I've seen the Mud Bowl. I've seen Richard Todd trying to drive them in a wild card game against the Bills in 1980. And Chase Stadium was like rocking. They were so excited. I went to see my Jets play a celebrities basketball game 1975 against the Giants, and got autographs from the Jets of 75, Everson Boozer and Burgess Bowens. I'm a Jet fan. Todd Bowles, you're following you to the pit of misery, because that's an undisciplined team. They should not be 4-7. They actually should be 7-4 if you look at the season. So I blame the coach. And all these rumors about Eli Manning, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on that. Eli Manning is not coming to the Jets. Simple as that. Not happening. Okay, the podcast is Bailey Bruce Sports Chat podcast. It will be a live podcast. Now, there was some talk about, podcasts don't have to be live. That's true. They don't have to be live, but there are live podcasts. And January 6th, the Bailey Bruce Sports Chat podcast, from around the corner and around the world. I'll have guests from around the corner and around the world. And it will start on January 6th. It will be 2 Saturday nights a month. And it will just be a real fun time. So be looking for that. And also my book will be arriving around January, a little later than I was hoping for. Sports Memories Woven into Life, bringing life lessons into sports memories, 22 chapters of sports positivity. Be looking for that. Hopefully it'll be at your door. And I want to close with people. I've been asked, I get a lot of fitness questions, and I was asked how to do some leg exercises without weights, because there are people that do not want to hurt their legs. Now I use heavy weights on my legs, and I love doing exercise with weights on my legs. But if you don't want to, just grab a chair and just do your calf raises. Just do calf raises like that, and do like 3 sets of 25, and build from there. You'll eventually want to do some weights, but I can understand not wanting to hurt yourself, but at least do something with your legs. If you're a runner, you know that already. Iron Man's getting into running in 2018 more and more. I was real into running a few years back, kind of segued into weightlifting for my Iron Man magazine cover shoot in 2019. But I'm getting back into running again. My knee is feeling good. So that's the Wednesday morning webcast on a Thursday edition in front of the Christmas tree. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Oh, you have a great week, and I will see you next week.